What's up, fellas? It's Mark Parson, Cornerback Pro, former NFL cornerback of the Houston Texans. All right, so this clip right here is actually from my boy Dominique. He's one of my good friends, and he's one of my trainers when I was preparing for the league. And I didn't even know he was filming right here. This is a private session here in actually Chesterfield, Virginia. My boy Arash was helping me, and he was, of course, getting his reps in as he always does. He's always gonna find a way to get his reps in. And my boy, my young fella right here, who was going into college to play, who's going in from senior high school to college, and he ended up getting, this is last year, so he ended up getting all conference freshman honors, man. That's impressive. Uh, that's very impressive as a freshman. So, you know, we worked a little bit on his. No, actually, we worked a lot. We worked a little conditioning, a little work, and mindset training, press man, off man, all the good stuff. Just giving him as much as I could in the short amount of time that I had him. And I'm gonna let it play as I'm talking. But we're right here. We're working on press technique, and there's a little. Want to show you guys when you do actually work with me in person. I go all in. I go all out, and usually it's about two-hour session. Sometimes I'll get you by yourself, and sometimes we'll have a few other people. But one of the things for my high school, basically the transition from high school to college, and then uh college into pros. I've experienced both, and one of the things that I think that I'm really good at teaching and showing you is getting you to understand what it takes. Like when we're out here, I have a certain regimen of how I do things. So the first thing I do, like I said, and if you guys have the running program, you'll know like the first warm up, and if you've been trained by me, the first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna burn your chest. So like if you're not in shape, man, you probably your chest is gonna be burning, your legs gonna be heavy, and it's not like really heavy sprints or anything like that. But I'm gonna burn your chest. I want to get you tired first, and then we go over straight technique, and it's a lot to retain mentally, right? Especially when you're tired. I want to get you tired. I want to get you a little tired without really killing you. So we don't do anything, really hard, really hard at the beginning. But it is, especially if you're out of shape, and then you got to retain the information as you're tired, which is a lot. I give guys a lot, especially if I only have you for a few days or one day. If I have you for a whole summer, I usually slow it down a little bit and we go over and master each technique like from a week standpoint, for a whole week. But and then we finish with some type of competition drill. But my whole point of why I do what I do is to get you ready for that next level. I'll give you an example. When one of the things that helped me when I was in high school, like when you're in high school, you think you the man. Like you think you think that you are like let's say you're really good at your high school and you did your thing. You like, oh man, I'm going to college. Man, I was a man. Bruh, when you get to college, there's dudes, everybody was the man in their high school, right? Everybody was that deal. And then you got the veterans. So you talking about the freshmen coming in, everybody was that deal at their high school. And then you got the veterans who been there for a minute. The older classmen. So one of the things that helped me when I was at Monacan, my original high school, I thought I was the man. But then when I went to Fort Union, we had the best athletes on the East Coast all on one team. Like three guys went first round from my Fort Union class. First round in the NFL. After they went to top schools. They had offers from everywhere. So that was a real wake up call to me. And since I went through that, when I went to Ohio University, I already knew what to expect. I was expecting guys to be extremely fast. My expectation of those guys, man, I thought they were going to be better than they were. Instead of the opposite of, man, I'm the man and I'm going to do this and that. So the way I trained, I prepared mentally and physically and emotionally to have to go through some hard stuff to get what I wanted. I got there and I was like, oh, it's not as bad as I thought, and I was able to compete for a job, you know. So when you're personally training with me, I'm gonna push you to the rink. And one of the drills that I do is I call it my DB 3-on-1. So we go over it. Um, it's a beast. It's a beast. We usually finish. We go over the techniques. So we do a little conditioning at the beginning, depending on my running program, which one. We go over the techniques of how to cover, and then we do a DB 3-on-1. And this DB 301 is a beast. And my young fella, he actually did really well. The first day he was a little tired. Well, I had him for 3 days straight. And that, like I always tell my guys, I say, man, look, I only need you for 3 days. See, a lot of trainers, no knock against any trainer, but they want to get you, for the whole summer or for the whole year, whatever. And you do need that because you need to do your weightlifting program, your conditioning, all that stuff. Really, that's not what I'm out here for. I'm teaching you guys technique because I understand coaches. I'm helping high school coaches and college coaches and NFL coaches because they don't really have a lot of time to teach you technique. They got to teach you scheme, you know? So that's why my goal is to attract you guys to my channel for technique work, to get you skilled in this stuff so that you can focus. Then when you get to camp, really get focused on schemes because that's what the defensive, that's what the coaches have to spend a majority of their time on, right? So, um, the back to the DB 3-on-1. Basically, the DB 3-on-1 is this. Let's say we got about 4 guys. No, let's say 2 guys, because I can play quarterback. Um, and I usually do sometimes, unless I have a quarterback out there. We got 2 receivers. We basically every 5 yards, we start on the goal line. Okay? So we'll start on the goal line. And we'll do a one-on-one. We can do press man, off man, depending on the day. We can change it up. And you guard him, right? It's on the goal line. Boom, boom, boom. Let's say he catches it. Guess what? The receiver has to score. You got to walk him down. If you do not catch him, he has to go all the way, and you got to chase him all the way down. Guess what? The next receiver's up. You're jogging all the way back. Now, if you make the play, good, you know. But you're jogging all the way back if he scores. That's a 100-yard sprint, all out. Okay, you jog back, and guess what? The next receiver is all rested up, ready to go, and we're about to go. Boom, you right into it. You guard him. If let's say he catches the ball on you, which, hey, this is going to force you to be in shape, and your technique is going to have to be on point. All right. So let's say he catches the ball. We 5 yards up. He catches the ball. You don't tag him off. You got to chase him all the way down. All right. And he got the whole field of work. That's 95 yards. If you don't make a play on the ball, make a play on him, tag him off. Guess what? The other receiver, nice and rested up. You got to jog all the way back. You see what I'm saying? We go the whole 100. Well, you can't do 100 yards, but basically 95 yards. The whole 95 yards. This is 3-on-1. I say 3-on-1 because you got 2 receivers at least and 1 quarterback. And the quarterback, I'm basically going against him too. You see what I'm saying? That means you are going back to back to back. You got to focus on your technique while you're tired, extremely tired. So that usually the first day, I have to usually, sometimes I have to use my better judgment and stop the guys. Like, all right, man, you about to pass out. You know what I mean? Like, all right, all right. And dudes are hurting. This young fella right here, the first day he was hurting, okay? But he does train with my trainer, one of the best trainers on the East Coast, Shane Sykes. So it just shocked him a little bit. But then the next day, the third day, when we have a couple more people, he brought one of his homies from LSU. He played at LSU, and somebody else. I think it was a high school guy. And he came out there and balled out. Another thing is he made plays on the ball because his technique was improving. All right, so right here, this is like the first day we're working on the technique. And he's a fast learner. So you got to be a really fast learner if you want to be successful. That's another thing. You got to be smart. So don't think that you guys who can't do your work and learn stuff in the classroom are going to be successful at the top level, the pro level. You got to be able to study and have good study habits and understand how to improve once you see something and be able to learn it. Okay. he was really good at learning fast. That's probably why he got all conference as a freshman in college. But that third day, he was ready, and he did really well. He made plays, so he didn't have to necessarily run the whole way too. So that's that's what we want to do. But nevertheless, man, this is how I teach, man. And I hook you up if you do live in the area. I hook you up with with my trainer here, who I said, Shane Sykes. But man, this is what I love to do, to help young fellas. And I don't need you for a long time. Like I said, 3 days. If you with me the whole summer, that's cool. But 3 days, um, usually I can work with guys during the season too. But 3 days, man, that's all I need really with you. It's 3 days, and my guys usually learn pretty fast. Um, but I'm excited, man, because this is what I love. This is what it takes me back, because I remember teaching him, and then hearing from his dad that he got all conference. That really gives me energy. And there's another level though. So there's always another level. So we got to keep working. We got to treat everything like it's our first project. You know, that's how you got to work, man. That's basically being humble. See, a lot of people think, being humble is not talking trash and not being confident. Nah, it's not that. Or, being vocal about not having vocal confidence. Like, hey, it's just me. I'm nobody or anything. That's not what, no, man. That's not how you going. That's not how a leader acts. Leader's very confident. Humble is treating everything as if it's your first project, meaning, yo, it's that underdog vibe. It's the underdog work. It's that work ethic, man. Like when you are on top, you work as if you were on the bottom. You work as if you're underdog. You treat everything like it's your first project. Well, how were you when your first project, when you first started? Man, you going hard because you got to catch up, you know? So that's what I love to do, and that's what I work. So if you are in the area, or it doesn't matter, because we've had guys travel. I've had guys travel from really far away. If you are in the area, definitely come up here, man. Hit me up through the email, cornerbackpro@gmail.com, and I'll work with you, and we'll get you right from a technique perspective and mindset, and a little bit of you're gonna get in shape a little bit too. You're gonna get a little condition. So don't come to me out of shape, because I'm gonna make you pay. But it's actually it enhances your technique, because I really just want to get you tired, so you have to think a little bit more. You have to really focus in. So it's not really the conditioning to get you in shape. It's just to help enhance your technique learning. I want you to get tired. I want to see how you act when you're tired, more so than anything. Again, mental. It's mental prep. That's what I do. So I just thought this was really, really cool. My boy Dominique sent this to me, and he had success. And we're improving every day. All right. Also, if you're not able to get to me, so it's one thing if you guys can get to me, hey, boom. Matter of fact, if you are able to get to me, I give guys the program. That's the only time I'll give you program necessarily for free. If you come and we train together, I'm gonna teach you, and then I send it to you for free, just so that you can learn and work on it at home. And I see that you hungry. I see that you really serious. I'm not just gonna send it to people who email me for free, because I don't know if you're really serious. You really gonna complete it. Now, if you come to me, right, and I see, and I'm talking to you, I see you working, then I give it to you. Those are guys I give it to. You know. So if you do come, uh and you're able to reach me and hit me up and come out and get some work in, maybe a day, it doesn't matter. It's a 2-hour session, man. I'll hook you up. Now, all you guys who are not able, because there's some guys out of the country, I understand, maybe on the other side of the US, I get it. Email me, cornerbackpro@gmail.com, get the program, one-on-one mastery. I have the techniques in there, mind and body training program, catching series, punt return, all that good stuff. And I got you. You know, definitely get the program and practice it and complete it. Work on it every single day. You have to master your craft. Become an expert. If you want to have success in life, become an expert at something. That's what I teach. All right, fellas, stay tuned for the next video. Mark Parsons signing off. Peace.